everybody, my name is Susan and I'm a functional nutritionist with Ahava FN, and our mission for this show is to really create health for women and their lifestyle changes, and I really hope that we're able to inspire you and to make different choices. And we bring on people and women and tell their stories. And we met with Nancy before, and she kind of talked about the trials of her lifestyle up until mid-40s. And then she went to the gym. She challenged herself. She's like, she needed to validate that she really was healthy because she felt she was healthy. And then she realized that she wasn't. And this episode is going to be talking to Nancy about all the solutions and the incredible things that she has done since then. So we'll take off. So you went to the gym and you basically, whoa, I'm not living a healthy lifestyle at all.
Right. And the key thing you said is I went on my own.
Yes.
And you got to remember, you're doing it for yourself.
Yes.
You're not doing it for somebody at home. You're doing it for yourself. So when I went to the gym, I did not compare myself to anybody. I was there for me. And
that is a big deal right there, because I think a lot of women kind of go into that pleasing and then external validation. And to really have a lifestyle change, you really have to do it yourself. You really have to have the heart. But you thought you were all that, and you're like, I'm going to prove everybody wrong. I'm happy, and you were very humbled.
Very humbled. I found out I wasn't as strong as I was. I found out I was fat that I didn't realize, and I found out big time that I was not eating healthy. I mean, the first thing was that change in diet when I lost 20 pounds. Mandy, my trainer, put me on a healthier diet. So I started educating me on what was good to eat and what wasn't good to eat, when it was good to eat, don't eat, right before you go to bed.
Sure.
Things like that. I mean, I learned a lot, and the more you learn, the better. But remember, you're doing it for yourself.
You're doing it for yourself.
Nobody else.
And Nancy, you've made a great quote. You're like, just make small goals and make it simple. So talk about that, because there is so much information out there. It can get very confusing. Do I do keto? Do I do paleo? Do I do macros? Do I do micros? Like what?
It's like
crazy.
I love to play golf. So it's like everybody wants to tell you how to play golf. Right? And then you get so frustrated because you got 10 people telling you how to do it. But the same thing with your health. Keep it simple. I had one trainer. I listened to her. I kept it simple by, my diet was high protein, low carb.
And before then, it was probably...
it was crazy. There was no rhyme or reason to it.
Okay.
It's just anything. I was hungry, I ate. Oh yeah. There was no rhyme or reason.
So you realize, okay, here's a framework around food, and that your body knows how to digest it better.
Right, exactly. And you feel better. I mean, I even my digestive system is on track, where before it wasn't. I could feel miserable, bloating, constipation. I thought, I got to eat that special yogurt to try to get me,
And it's loaded with sugar.
Yeah, it was terrible. Now I'm like, I feel better now than I did when I was 40.
Sure.
But anyway, so to keep it simple, like I tell people, no fast food, no cheap food.
Explain cheap food. What does that mean, cheap food?
Oh, I love Taco Bell. Oh my gosh. I probably went to Taco Bell twice a week. Loved it. Loved it.
Tough to give up, I'm sure.
I know, it was. It was. And that's what I told Mandy. I said, I'm going to miss Taco Bell. I haven't been there in, 6-7 years.
And to go a little bit further with that, so you may miss your tacos, but there are substitutes that you can create that will give you that sensation of a taco, and your taste buds actually change.
Yes. And I make a taco now. I can find the cauliflower shells. I use ground chicken. And I love sour cream. Not anymore. Greek yogurt.
There you go.
It's wonderful. I can eat 3 of those, and not feel bad. Put a little taco sauce and salsa. Those are okay.
And that's what you learned is that, and that is what I think. Like as I said, one of our missions is to really show people that there are other alternatives, other choices that you can make. So, and I have to talk into this because this is an incredible feat. So Nancy was actually in a bikini contest where she actually went on stage at the age of 60. She is 63 right now. Incredible, beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my goodness. and it's because of the lifestyle that the style you changed. So what made you decide to go on stage and do this?
There were
miraculous thing.
Several reasons. I wanted to show women my age that you can do this.
Love that.
Yeah. I worked hard, and it's like you paint a picture, you want to show off your picture, right?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I wanted to show everybody what I achieved.
Yeah.
I went into that competition with zero expectations. I went in for myself and to have fun, and I had a blast.
Yes.
So I just want to promote, look, this is what you can do.
Yes.
And
because it's been life-changing for you. I mean,
huge.
You feel better.
Oh, yeah.
You're less tired.
Yes.
You don't have those crashes.
Exactly.
Your belly
I'm
is
solid.
Solid.
Yeah.
And
no more jiggling when I dance.
Yeah.
Or if I line dance, it's like.
But it is hard work.
Yeah.
And it is stepping into it to do it for yourself, to find value. Did you find that you struggled with the value of yourself, or did you already have some of that going?
I think
I know women struggle with that a little bit.
They do. And I think I valued myself. Like I said, I thought I was strong, eating right, healthy, and all that. But to find out that I wasn't where I wanted to be, or where I am now.
Yeah. That had to be a little ego bust. A little bit.
I have a lot of fun when I'm at the gym and people find out my age.
Yeah, I bet.
And the younger ones, they're like, "Oh, you're my inspiration," and I'm like, "That's what I want to be."
Absolutely, I think that's great, Nancy. And as I said, anybody who's going on a bikini contest, which your belt, you have no fat. And the common theme with women, especially when they're getting into their 40s, they're done having babies or their hormones are changing, I believe it's a little justification of, I'm just not happy, I'm miserable, so I have a right to eat.
Yes.
And I have, because it makes me feel better.
Right.
But not knowing that there's other choices to make you feel better. Huge choices, and really stepping into that.
Yeah, and back to simple, it's like somebody gives you 12 cookies. Don't eat all 12, have one.
Yeah.
That one satisfies you.
Yes.
You got the taste of the cookie, save the other 11 for another day.
And that is great that you mentioned simplicity.
Yes.
And just to make it simple.
Yes.
And just to, like you said, don't have the 12 cookies, but don't deny yourself.
Right, exactly.
Either. And that is a big deal.
Exactly.
So how did you so when you started going into this lifestyle change of, Mandy talking to you about, okay, what am I supposed to eat?
Yeah.
This is too foreign.
Well,
how did you manage all that?
I think it is foreign, and it's
foreign.
all new, but eventually it just becomes habit, routine, so you learn to make those good choices.
You trust the process.
Exactly.
Yes.
One of the tips she gave us at holidays, she's like, okay, it's a holiday. Don't cheat yourself of things, but okay, she gave me the 3-bite rule. Oh yeah, there's that apple pie. So I have 3 bites and I'm good. I got to have a little taste of the apple pie. Moderation.
Yes. And I think that's also just a mindset of just saying, you know what, I'm not going to gorge on this pie or cookie until I'm full, but I'm enjoying the sweetness of it. And that kind of comes to the functional nutritional realm of mind-body connection, and to really be mindful of what you're eating. Because if you are mindful, then you can change that from, okay, I don't need to get full on it.
Right.
I don't need to sense that
Right.
short-term fix.
Right.
But just enjoy the
I wanna
moment.
taste it. Yeah.
Of the cake,
Yes.
or the pastry,
Yeah.
and not do damage to your body.
Right.
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 So another quote that you said, I love this, is that if you feel good, then life is good. So how did that? So you thought you felt good.
I thought I did.
Yes, but then you challenged yourself basically to say, I am feeling good. Yeah, whatever, Deb. I know I'm strong.
Yeah.
To realize coming out of that gym, whoa. I've just been humbled. I've got some work to do, to where you are now, that no, life really does feel good.
Oh yeah.
So explain that.
Well, and it affects everybody that's around you, your family, your friends, your coworkers. If you feel good, you're happy.
Yeah.
And life is good. When you're not feeling good, those other people can feel that negativity. Very much. So sometimes I come in and I'm like cheerful in the mornings, and everybody else is like, oh.
But that's great, though. You are bringing good vibes to this world, Nancy. And
trying.
Yes, and you're being positive. And it started all with you placing that value and just saying, I want to be the best person that I can be. And that is amazing. And you had food do that. You didn't have any pills.
No.
You didn't have the wine. You didn't have the sugar. You had food as a medicine, as functional nutritionists like to say. You had used food as a medicine.
Oh, yeah.
Which, by the way, you had used the word in the past episode, you were on high blood pressure pills?
I was on
Are you not on?
Once I started exercising and eating right, lost that 20-some pounds, I got to go off of it.
Fantastic.
I know.
Yes, because there's a lot of side effects, I'm sure, to taking those meds.
Well, I didn't really have any side effects, I don't think, but I mean, I felt more relaxed.
Oh.
So, because when you get hypertension and high blood pressure, you're a little high-strung, and I'm more relaxed now. Now I take like vitamin B12.
And that helps, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the supplements. And
no more chemicals. I don't have to take, the chemicals.
Well, good for you. I love hearing that.
Yeah.
And then this is something that you also said, which I wish we as human beings would step more into this, but our body is the only one we have, so we need to take care of it. So what is going on? What is going on? Literally half the population has chronic illness.
I'm sure.
And I do believe a lot of it is from the food sources that's presented to us and lack of education on that there's other alternatives. Yeah. But what made you, what made you say that? Because that is a great quote.
If you have a condition, why would you not want to learn about the condition and what kind of natural things you can do to help? It's not going to get rid of it, but help make it not so severe to help you feel better. Yeah. I would definitely want to learn that. So many people want the
instant gratification.
Back to and eating better. I mean, what you put in, like you have an expensive car, you're not going to put cheap gas into it, right?
Very good analogy. Yes.
Okay, and everybody's good about taking care of their cars and everything else. Take care of your body. This is how you walk, how you talk, how you see. How
you present in the world.
Yes.
Absolutely.
How you function every day.
Well, and also in our last episode, which I thought was profound as well, is that you said people are more interested in taking care of their hair and nails instead of the internal side of their bodies. And is it because they just don't know?
Well, because you can see your hair and you can see your nails.
Yeah.
You don't know, what you put in your body, what is it? You are what you eat.
Yeah.
So,
Or as a functional nutritionist like to say, you are how your body absorbs the food and the nutrients in it.
Yes.
And until you really kind of take that step, you really don't have any idea.
Exactly.
So what do you tell your friends and your women? Because I know sometimes when we talk about it, people don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, and I could talk about it a lot.
I know.
And I might bring something up, and I can tell and sense whether they're interested or if they don't want to talk about it. Yeah. So I know to stop.
Yeah.
And then I decide, I'm just going to set good examples and hope they're watching.
Yep. And that's all we can do, isn't it? Is just trying to set those examples. And then I said, there's some women that have reached out to you saying, can you help me? Yeah. Yeah. And and as I said, and it's pretty simple. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard, but it's simple, right? And it takes a lot of focus and self-discipline.
Well, and then they start, and then they're like, oh, I don't want to do this, and they go back to their overeating or their overdrinking or whatever that it is that they like to do that makes them feel better for that short time.
Yeah.
And when you can do something good, like eat healthy, and feel better all the time.
Yes. And that is perfectly said, Nancy. And I just think you are an amazing role model. I mean,
thank you.
63, she was on the stage in a bikini with like toned muscles. She's rock solid right here. And it just shows that you can step into it and live a healthier lifestyle. And you are emitting your purpose and positivity into the world, and we need more people like you, and you decide to take that challenge of saying, I'm going to look at my food choices.
I have to, once I started this too, and I go for my yearly physicals, I went in and had my blood work done, and my physician came in and he had got the readings back, and he goes, well, these are perfect, which is usually unheard of here. And I just started laughing.
It's like, thank you, the best.
So it's like, you get these little rewards of, I'm doing the right things.
Yep.
And I'm going to keep doing the right things.
Yes.
I could be the biggest cheerleader. If somebody wanted to, I could be the biggest cheerleader for you. You know, you can do it.
Yeah, and you can do it. And as I said, you were an amazing role model. And thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
This was fun.
Yes,
This was
and
fun.
Ahava is a great website that you can go and get all that information. And Nancy is...
I love your little clips on there. It only takes 1 or 2 minutes to watch, and it's very informative. I love it.
Oh, thank you. And as I said, inspiring people like you, hopefully you'll inspire, which I know you will, inspire some women out there to hopefully make that change.
I hope so.
Thank you, Nancy.
You're welcome.
Where can you watch KPAO Community Television? You know, the channel with all of the local shows. If you live in the Omaha area, Cox Channel 22 HD is your place. If you prefer streaming, go to kpaoTVOmaha.org. And now, if you have the Apple TV box, grab our app and watch us there. KPAO on cable, streaming live, and now on Apple TV.
Did you know there's a link between diabetes and cardiovascular disease? If you have diabetes, you're more likely to have risk factors associated with cardiovascular disease, including obesity and high blood pressure. Take steps today to reduce your risk for cardiovascular disease, manage your A1C, blood pressure, and cholesterol levels, develop or maintain healthy lifestyle habits, and learn ways to manage stress. Take medicines as prescribed by your doctor. Stop smoking or using other tobacco products. Take diabetes to heart. Visit niddk.nih.gov to learn more.
There's no question that exercise is good for your body, but what does revving up your heart rate do for your brain?
There's a massive amount of scientific evidence that indicates that ongoing exercise directly does good things to your brain. It's like liberating fertilizer on your lawn.
Mayo Clinic neurologist Dr. Eric Alskog says your brain shrinks with age. It happens to nearly everyone.
If you're in your 80s, most people, maybe not all, but most people have kind of a shrunken brain. And if you look at under the microscope what's going on, they've also lost a lot of brain connections, and it's less losing brain cells than losing those connections. So what can you do to maintain brain integrity? Well, it's exercise.
What kind of exercise is good for your brain? Dr. Alskog says any exercise that gets your heart pumping and makes you sweaty and tired works. Good for the body and brain. Talk to your healthcare provider before you begin your exercise program. For the Mayo Clinic News Network, I'm Vivian Williams.
Prediabetes is a serious health condition where blood sugar levels are higher than normal, but not yet high enough to be diagnosed as type 2 diabetes. More than 1 in 3 U.S. adults have prediabetes, but most don't know they have it, and there are usually no symptoms. Making healthy lifestyle changes can make a difference. You can prevent or delay type 2 diabetes, and you can even manage or reverse your prediabetes. Visit niddk.nih.gov to learn more.
KPAO Community Television. It has something new.
Okay, let's talk. What are we making today? Because we're using peppers.
All of your favorite shows
For the dish, I'm Pam Weeks.
are available no matter where you are.
And Marjorie, it's so good to see you.
KPAO on the go. Go to kpaoTVOmaha.org. All of your favorites now streaming.
Hi, this is Susan, and I'm with Hava FN, and I have another sensible substitution for you. And we are going to be talking about flour, that white, wonderful tasting flour that you put in a lot of baked goods and pastries, and it comes out really yummy. But it creates havoc in your body. Once you ingest it, it just creates inflammation, and it creates a really large spike in your blood sugar, and it's just not a good ingredient to use. So we are going to get rid of this. Get it out of your kitchen so you're not tempted to use it. But there are some other substitutions that you can use. One, we have almond flour here, and almond flour is a fantastic substitute. It's 1-on-1, and it's made out of almonds. And it's just a great, it's a little bit different consistency, but sometimes when I cook with it, I'll sift it again in a sifter, and it just makes a really fine flour base for pastries and cookies. And a lot of times when you bake especially, you'll use almond flour with tapioca flour, and it just creates this great mixture to really make yummy pastries. And gosh, I've made donuts and cookies. The consistency is a little bit different. It's a little bit more stickier than what you're normally used to, but once you get used to it, it's just a great way, and it will not create as much inflammation in your body. I did not put whole wheat flour here. That is a great substitute as well, but you just have to make sure, I would make sure that it is gluten-free wheat flour because a lot of gluten can create a lot of havoc in your body as well, and you may be allergic to it, and you may not know that you're allergic to it. So unless you know that, I would just, I would keep with the gluten-free whole wheat flour. So anyhow, those are your sensible substitutions.